Hello boys and girls, my name is Michael SK, and welcome back to the Eden of Grisaia. I know, after 3 finales, you'd think that we would be done with this playthrough, but nope. That's just my terrible structuring for the playthrough. Sorry about that, but yeah, we've got one more chapter, or section, or episode, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, to go through, and that is the prologue. I don't know why I'm saving what is typically the beginning of a story for the final bit in the playthrough, but I guess whatever. And I guess I spent too much time here in the main menu, so now I'm getting the crazy part of the menu song. But anyways, yeah, we have one more story to go through, and that is the prologue, which I'm assuming is the school before Yuji came and not necessarily fucked everything up, but definitely changed things forever. God, this music just... Alright. But yeah, we have the prologue, and I'm pretty sure it'll explore our 5 main female characters a little bit more. If we didn't already know them as well as we do, then I guess we'll be learning some new stuff here in the prologue. This is the final chapter, and after we're done with that, and we're done with this, I'll never have to launch the Eden of Grisaia again. Not trying to make it out to be a bad game or anything, but yeah, whatever. Let us actually jump into it. And I'm going to do a jump cut here, because when I click start game, there's going to be something I don't want to censor. Alright guys, let's start this thing. I want to become a bird. Anyone who's spent enough time in the world of literature will have felt that yearning at least once. And I must admit, I'm no exception. I used to spend a good deal of time gazing dreamily at the clouds, wishing I could fly freely through the sky. However, as I grew up and learned the ugly truth about the nature of human society, I came to realize how pointless that fantasy was. Why yearn for the life of a bird? I already was one. But that doesn't mean I can soar through the sky. I'm a bird in a cage, forbidden to even flap my wings. That man holds my life and death in his hands. I have no control whatsoever over my own future. Those are simply facts. When you really think it through, perhaps everyone is a bird in a cage to some degree. It's just that the cage I live in is a bit unusual in comparison to those that most inhabit. I think we're following Sakaki here. We're getting a an intro that OBS won't record still, and I think I know a fix for that, but I continue to not go along with it. Well, I'll get it, no worries. So I'll just assume that when I edit the video, this will be here, and it won't be a black screen like what OBS is showing me right now. And I don't know if that was a nude body on the screen or not, because I actually looked away, so oops. Maybe it was one of those, not necessarily nude, but sort of the idea is there. I guess we're getting introduced to the characters in the edgy, oh yeah, we're in jail sort of style. Maybe, I don't know. It's sort of what it seems like, and I really don't even know what to say. It's been a while since I've actually touched Grisaia, legitimately. The last time I touched this game, we were doing the Professor Dave shit, unfortunately. I love animation. That actually, like, whenever... What the fuck? Oh, okay. Alright. That kind of surprised me there for a second. Why are we getting scenes that are, like, way... Huh? Yeah, why are we getting scenes that are, like, way before any of this will transpire? Like, why are we even getting that scene? Okay, whatever. I actually completely forgot what I was bringing up earlier. It's 2010. The year Steins Gate happens. Mihama Private Academy. This is my cage, a school built on reclaimed coastal land on the outskirts of Kanagawa Prefecture. Feels good to be playing Grisaia again, but yeah, I actually have not legitimately played, that's what I was talking about. I have not legitimately played in quite a while. There was the Professor Dave shit. I don't really call that legitimate. I don't even know why I include that in my playthroughs. I'm just putting myself more at risk. But that's besides the point. Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually sat down and enjoyed some Grisaia. I think we're done with all the smut. I hope we are. I really hope we are done with all that, so I can enjoy some nice Christian storytelling. It's a cutting-edge educational institution equipped with remarkably expensive accommodations and a top-class teaching staff. That might make it sound rather appealing, but given the tall concrete wall that surrounds the campus, it comes off as more of an isolation facility. The fact that a number of locals refer to it as the prison ought to convey just how bizarre this place really is. Yes, just the look of it is what makes it bizarre. It's not the fact that there's like not a, you know, group of students attending here, like an actual classroom-sized group. I'm pretty sure we start with one and we start adding slowly. That's still not normal. That's quite bizarre. But the most comical detail about this peculiar academy is that there's only, there it is, only a single student enrolled in it. That's, I would say, the only bizarre thing about this place. Ever since my arrival this April, I've been the only one living in the dormitory next door, and the only one attending lessons in these spacious classrooms. Most schools would, of course, instantly go bankrupt under such circumstances, but that doesn't seem to be an issue here. It's an astonishingly fuck my life cage by any standard. I know I've been spouting nothing but complaints so far, but to their credit, the school's PR claims about its high educational standards aren't entirely baseless. All for the sake of their single student, they've brought in professional instructors to teach every individual subject on the curriculum. It's hard to find fault with them there. Now that I've gotten used to it, even the preposterous rows of empty desks all around me don't seem so...
Sakaki-san? 私の話聞いてます?
Realizing that the principal's calling my name, I turn my gaze up toward her. She lets out a small sigh.
まあ、想像力豊かな榊さんのことですから、自分をカゴの中の鳥にでも例えて鑑賞に浸っていたのかもしれませんが、先生の話はちゃんと聞くべきだと思いますよ。
Yeah, especially when it's one-on-one like that, you really can't get away with anything. And that's probably the most awkward part. You know, for me being a tutor, because I am a legitimate tutor, I have tutored. Trust me on this one, guys. That, you know, altogether makes sense, and I have to make sure that the person I'm tutoring is paying attention. I don't think I could ever tutor or /teach someone in a setting like this. This just, nuh-uh. Especially when there's just one student. Nuh-uh. This woman usually speaks in a rather dopey tone of voice, and her soft, childish appearance makes it hard to take her seriously. But at times, she can be remarkably perceptive. I really shouldn't let my guard down around her.
それで、話というのは? 以前から伝えてあったように、明日、この学園に初めての転入生がやってきます。
I'd say that we're walking towards normality, but we already know what we're walking towards, so I can't really say that.
はい、それは分かっています。学年は榊さんより一つ上になりますが、クラスは同じ。つまり、榊さんにとっては初めてのクラスメートになるわけですから、期待してしまうのは当然かもしれません。
Well, if I remember correctly, the one student who was a grade above everyone, or the highest grade, because Japanese high schools, 3 grades, the only third year was Amane. I don't think anyone else was a third year.
期待ですか?
I didn't learn any of this until after I'd been dumped into this school. But it seems not just anyone can enroll here. There are 2 conditions you have to meet in order to become a student here at Mihama Academy. First, applicants must be connected to the school management board, the Sakaki Academy Educational Corporation, or its parent company, East Beach Holdings. Second, applicants must be capable of paying an enormous entrance fee, in addition to tuition that's 3 times greater than that of an elite private schools. Only individuals who meet both of these qualifications are allowed to enroll. Given these exacting demands, It's not hard to understand why I've been the only student here for so long. And if someone's enrolling here despite all of this, it means they can't possibly be a normal individual. In all likelihood, the transfer student arriving tomorrow is just like me. They must have caused a serious problem of some sort. Under the circumstances, I'm not naive enough to be excited about the arrival of my new classmate.
でも、入学当初の榊さんがそうだったように、転入生の子も緊張していると思いますから、なるべく仲良くしてあげてくださいね。
The principal clearly interpreted my response correctly, but she made that request of me regardless. I'm not quite sure what to say. Well,
初めての転入生。
I was about to say, let's go welcome her, but nope, we're still on the first day. Not on the second day, where Amane is slated to come on in. If it's not Amane, then shoot me in the face, but please don't. After school, I make my way to the rooftop of the dormitory to gaze out at the sunset. Excuse me. Keep twisting my tongue. One of the benefits of this absurd learning environment is that I can go anywhere I please when I want a little time to think. I do understand Principal Tachibana's perspective, but it's hard to believe that someone coming to the school will be anything close to ordinary. In fact, it's entirely possible that this transfer student chose Mihama Academy because there's almost no one here specifically to minimize the need for social interaction. And if that's the case, trying to be friendly would only cause her distress. I can kind of see where this is connecting to. I have to admit that I simply don't know how to approach this. And there's also the fact that my own social skills aren't exactly up to par. And I suppose that wasn't always the case, but things have changed. And I just don't feel particularly motivated to try and strike up a friendship with this new girl. Even if I do make an effort to communicate with her, there's the risk that she'll take an overly aggressive attitude toward me. Fortunately, I know how to deal with people like that. If this new transfer student turns out to be an enemy, I'll answer her hostility in kind. Ah, there it is. I was wondering if we were going to hear it. I'll take this box cutter, just as I did on that day, and cut her out of my life. I should mention that I have watched the anime, and I have read up before I jumped into the Eden of Grisaia on Michiru's and Sakaki's routes, since I didn't ever go through them myself. But don't yell at me for that. So if there's something I missed about Sakaki, if anything, she's probably the one I don't understand the most, since I really didn't care to read deep into anything. I just kind of skimmed through with those two routes. I got the basic summaries, let's say. And I also went back on to what they showed in the anime, but of course that was all garbage. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. So, if me being surprised about that scene is surprising to you guys, well, now you know. Now you know the truth. Realizing that there's a tight little smile on my face, I take a deep breath and try to calm down. And a moment later, I catch sight of a truck approaching the dormitory. I had forgotten that the transfer students' belongings were being delivered today. Shaking myself out of my reverie, I hurry down to the lobby.
ごめんください。アラモ引っ越しセンターのものですが。
はい。
すみません。こちらにお住まいの学生さんでいらっしゃいますか？
そうですけど。
それでですね、本日の日付指定でこちらにスオ様のお荷物を運び入れることになっておりまして。
Well, seems like I was right.
早速作業の方に取り掛からせていただいてもよろしいでしょうか？
ええ、お願いします。
ありがとうございます。それで引っ越し先のお部屋はどちらになりますでしょうか？
Jesus, my neighbors are being really loud. Sorry if you guys heard that.
それなんですが、まだ部屋が決まっていないので、ひとまずロビーに運んでください。そこからは自分たちで部屋に運びますから。
わかりました。それではこちらに運び入れさせていただきますね。
Instantly accepting my proposal, the man flashes me a professional smile and then makes his way back to the truck.
ここから荷物を運ぶのは手間だと思うけど、部屋が決まっていないのなら仕方ないわよね。
Yeah, that would have been good information to have.
どうもありがとうございました。
Oh, I knew it was going to be a lot. As the moving man finishes his task and leaves the dorm, I find myself staring dumbfounded at a mountain of cardboard boxes. To be perfectly blunt, it feels like a lot. Quite a lot. Especially compared to the 2 boxes I brought with me when I moved in. To be fair, I was basically shipped out here without any real time to pack, so maybe this is more like how things should be. But even so, it feels a little excessive.
しかも、なぜかクール宅配便まで混ざってるし。
Just from that alone, it seems fairly obvious that the person who's arriving tomorrow is nothing at all like me. What if it's some big, brawny glutton of a girl? Oh, you're not completely off. Am I going to be living with an ogre? Okay, now you're completely off. Sweat beads on my forehead as the hideous visage of a fairy tale monster floats through my mind.
ひとまず深く考えるのはよそう。ダウンロード動画の 25% 割引、今日までだし。
What the fuck are my neighbors doing? It feels like they're just hitting a wall with a baseball bat and they're screaming. Like, what the hell? Forcibly pushing my fears from my mind, I turned back and headed toward my room. But regrettably, my intuition would prove to be more to be reliable, okay game, than I thought. Usually it's not me who's fucking up. Okay, maybe it is, but it's not always me. After finishing up my routine web surfing, good old Reddit, I glance at the clock in the corner of my computer's desktop. It's 6:30.
今日はここまでね。
Letting out a little sigh, I turn off my machine and then crawl into bed without bothering to change into pajamas. I doubt anyone transferring into a place like this is going to be enthusiastic enough to show up first thing in the morning, so I should be able to get in a good 4 hours of sleep before beginning my day. Having worked out this convenient justification for my latest pointless all-nighter, I settle in under the covers and close my eyes. Jesus fuck, what the hell are my neighbors doing? If you guys are not hearing this, then I am impressed at my mic for not picking it up. But it's just my consciousness is starting to fade away. An unpleasant sound makes its way into my ears. Is that a car? No, a motorbike? Well, it doesn't matter. It's certainly not going to be entering this campus. I pull my blanket back over my body, deciding to ignore the sound, but for some reason, it keeps getting louder and louder. Alright, let's revise that. Even if it does enter this campus, somebody else will surely take care of it. Determined to ignore this irritating attempt to disrupt my schedule for the day, I squeeze my eyes shut, and a moment later someone begins knocking frantically at my door. Damn, the principal knows her too well. Hold on. Did that woman just call me out? The fact that she is absolutely right makes it even more annoying than it otherwise would be. Now that's dirty.
一体何？私が何をしたって言うんですか？誰が青鬼よ。だったらどうしてそんなに怒っているんですか？こんな時間にドアをノックされながら落とされれば誰だって不機嫌になると思いますけど。
I mean, she has a good point, but she also didn't even sleep.
そうですね。つい言葉が強くなってしまったことは謝ります。でもそうならざるを得ないくらいの緊急事態なんです。緊 緊急事態？榊さんにも聞こえているでしょ、この音が。この音ってバイクのエンジン音のことですか？そうです。目的は分かりませんが、この美浜学園に暴走族がやってきたんです。だったらそれを何とかするのが先生の仕事ですよね。
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, why is she here? Why is she not getting the authorities or, you know, those who work here to deal with this? It's like, she's literally going to the dorms at this high school, despite it only housing one student, and telling the student, okay, imagine there's a lot of students, hey, yeah, come deal with this emergency, and that emergency is a gang of bikers. Like, what the fuck?
だから榊さんも一緒に来てください。はあ？学生の数が少ないうちは経費も節約した方がいいと思って、今この学園にいる大人は私だけなんです。
Wow, this school really sucks. I can't help letting out a sigh. Controlling your costs is a fundamental part of running any organization, but what exactly is she planning to do if this what the fuck am I trying to pronounce? Forget it, has unpleasant consequences for her students. Some words I can't say. It's just beyond my comprehension. Then again, I doubt the man paying for all this would particularly mind if something were to happen to me.
それとも榊さんは私が暴走族の人に乱暴されてもいいって言うんですか？
I honestly wouldn't care that much. But I think she'd throw a horrendous tantrum if I said so. Giving in seems like the simpler choice.
わかりました。私も行けばいいんでしょ？ありがとうございます、榊さん。
Resigning myself to my fate, I clutch my trusty box cutter tightly and head down to the courtyard. I didn't know there was like a backstory on that box cutter. I thought that was just like, you know, her weapon, just her go-to weapon here in high school. I didn't really think much of it. I seriously now wonder if there's just something about her route that has eluded me for so long, and maybe I just have to go back and I have to learn for myself that there's more than meets the eye. That, or that's just something that's going to be introduced to us here. What the fuck are my neighbors doing? There's kids outside, and I have no idea what the hell they're doing. Like I said, it really does sound like they're just taking a bat and hitting a wall. By the time we emerge from the dormitory, the growling sound of the engine has already stopped, and an individual clad in a flashy American-style biker outfit is just getting down off their motorcycle.
走り出したらちょうど良くなるとはいえ、この時期にライダースとチャップスはさすがに蒸しちゃうな。
Removing her helmet, the visitor standing before us reveals herself to be a young woman who doesn't look much like a ruffian of any kind. She's around 5'7" or so, with long, slender limbs. Her red hair must be long enough to reach all the way down to her knees. Brushing it back into the wind, she turns slightly, and her gaze meets ours.
もしかしてこの学園の関係者の方ですか？聞かれてますよ、学園長。榊さんが答えてください。なんで私が？だっていきなり鉄砲を突きつけられて動くなとか言われたら怖いじゃないですか。私そういうのはもうゴリゴリで。何でもいいから少しは学園長らしいところを見せてください。
Trying to contain my exasperation, I gently push Principal Tachibana's shaking body forward. Thrown off balance, she staggers forward and ends up right in front of the girl.
学園長さんっていいんですよね。そうです。私が学園長の立花千鶴です。先生です。花売りの女の子じゃありませんよ。花売り？おかげで私はこめかみをグリグリされてブワシャーンでガボガボで。なんか
話が見えないんですけど、私は今日からここでお世話になる周防茜です。よろしくお願いします。
あなたが周防さん？
そうですけど、そんなに驚くところありました？
だって履歴書に添付されていた写真はメガネをかけていたし、髪も三つ編みで、もっとこうおとなしそうな。
Maybe I should be concerned for whatever the hell's going on outside. Jesus Christ. I can barely concentrate.
ああ、実は証明写真を撮るお金をケチっちゃって、あれは前の学校にいた頃のやつなんです。それに今はコンタクトだし。
Yeah, that's the one thing that changed.
じゃあ、アメリカの暴走族が乗っていそうなそのバイクは？
東京から三島崎までならそんなに遠くないし、足があった方が何かと便利だと思って乗ってきちゃいました。そんな
軽いノリで？
確かバイク通学は禁止じゃなかったですよね。
ええ、自動二輪に限らず自動車免許の取得や通学も特に禁止はしていませんけど。
音はなるべく気をつけるようにするので許可してもらえると助かるんですけど、ダメですか？
まあそういうことなら。やった、
ありがとうございます。それから。
Pausing in mid-sentence, the transfer student turns her gaze over toward me.
そうそう、紹介が遅くなってしまいましたけど、この子は榊由美子さん、周防さんのクラスメートになる女の子よ。
榊由美子さんか。じゃあ榊さんでいいのかな？
え
え。それじゃあこれからよろしくね、榊さん。
よろしく。
Seemingly indifferent to the perfunctory tone, I didn't say that right at all, of my pleasantries, the transfer student flashes me a sincere smile. The fact that she didn't try to move in for a friendly handshake seems to suggest that she possesses a surprising amount of tact. What the fuck is happening outside, man? Maybe I should have held off on recording, or have done it earlier, because this... Ugh. Of course, I don't intend to form my evaluation of Suo Amane based off something as simple as that, but I have to admit, at first glance she doesn't seem nearly as bad as I was afraid she might be.
じゃあ、学生寮についての簡単な説明をするから、私の後についてきてくださいね。は
ーい。
Yeah, right.
ここが今日から周防さんが暮らすことになる美浜学園の学生寮です。
パンフレットを見て知っているとはいえ、実際に見ると本当に高価な建物ですよね、この寮って。
最上級の学業環境が美浜学園のモットーですからね。
Thought it was like, oh yeah, we house some students. We have some students attending here, but yeah, we're still a school.
おまけに今この寮に住んでいるのは榊さんだけだから、部屋も選びたい放題よ。
嘘、いいんですか？
ええ、学生の部屋は1階に4部屋、2階に7部屋あるから、好きな部屋を選んでくれて構いません。ちなみに入って最初に見える部屋は管理人室で、その隣はボイラー室よ。わ
かりました。だってあそこに積んである段ボールはもしかして私の？
ええ、まだ部屋が決まっていないと聞いていたから、そこへ置かせてもらったわ。
そっか、ありがとう。
Seemingly undaunted by the prospect of carrying all her things to her room, the transfer student heads over to the boxes and starts counting them off to see if anything's missing. What the fuck?
ちゃんと数も合ってる。
Jesus Christ. I have no idea what the hell is happening out there. Like, I've got my blinds closed because I just wanted some privacy while I recorded, but there's kids out back doing something, and I don't know what they're doing.
それ、全部周防さんの荷物なの？
そうですよ。
今時の女の子は何かと物入りなんだとは思いますけど、さすがにちょっと多すぎませんか？
自分でもそう思うんですけど、中身のほとんどは食べ物なんですよね。
Of course it is.
食べ物？
なんていうか、食べ物はいつだって余ってるぐらいじゃないと落ち着かなくて。
You know what? I can relate.
お水とかお米とかお塩とか日持ちする缶詰なんかを詰めてきたんです。
そう。
あとは調理器具も。
ということはスオさんはお料理ができるのね。
はい、お父さんが料亭の板長をやってる関係で小さい頃からいろいろと仕込まれたんで。
それじゃあ今度スオさんにお料理を教えてもらおうかしら。
Yeah, I doubt that'll ever happen.
私なんかでよければ。
Like, that has never happened before. We've never even heard of the principal cooking.
ありがとう。その日を楽しみにしてるわね。
Standing by quietly, I listened to their conversation. Is there anything unnatural about the transfer students' responses? Am I missing any warning signs? For now, that's all I'm interested in.
それってどうしましょう。部屋を一つずつ見て回る？
部屋の構造って全部同じなんですか？
ええ、基本的にはどの部屋も同じ構造です。違いは角部屋だと二面採光になるってことくらいね。
What the fuck is happening? Like, okay, you guys have to be able to hear just a bit of that because I could see it in the in Audacity, but goddamn, we need to wrap this up.
なるほど。
The transfer student brings her hand to her chin and hums thoughtfully to herself.
とりあえず2階へ上がってもいいですか？
With that, she heads over to the staircase. The two of us follow after her.
先に聞いておきたいんだけど、榊さんの部屋は？
階段を上がって右斜め前に見える角部屋よ。
となると第一候補はここかな。
As she speaks, her eyes turn to the room diagonally across from mine.
こう言ってはなんだけど、真ん中の部屋でいいの？角部屋もまだ空いているわよ。
私そういうのは気にしませんし、壁も薄いってわけじゃないんですよね。
そうね、ここのプライベートは十分に考慮して作られていると聞いています。
Yeah, but the same can't be said for my apartment building, obviously.
じゃあちょっと中を見せてもらってもいいですか？
え、どうぞ。
うわ、ひどー。
Opening the door with the principal's key, the transfer student steps inside and walks slowly to the center of the room.
間取りは8畳で最低限の家具が備え付けになっているから、自分が選んだ家具を使いたい場合は申告してください。業者に頼んで引き上げさせますから。
わかりました。
どう？気に？
Oh.
はい、広さは十分すぎるくらいだし、南向きだから日当たりもバッチリ。文句なしです。
Sorry about that, didn't mean to skip the last part of that line, but that's what I do best when it comes to these Grisaia games.
なるほど。スオさんの部屋選びはそこが最優先ってわけね。
やっぱり太陽の光って重要じゃないですか。洗濯物もよく乾くし。
ちなみに寮の屋上には物干しスペースもあるわよ。
そうなんですか？うわー、楽しみ。
じゃあ部屋の鍵を渡しておきますね。
ありがとうございます。
それじゃあ改めて美浜学園へようこそ、そうあまねさん。
Just as the principal finishes things up with these formal words of greeting, the ringing of a mobile phone abruptly fills the air.
ごめんなさい、私だわ。
Looking a bit abashed, she quickly steps outside the room to take her call.
水道はアルカリイオン浄水。おまけにコンロ周りは IH か。 対応のお鍋にしておいてよかったよ。
In the meantime, the transfer student sets about examining the room's kitchen with genuine excitement in her eyes.
らしい選択なのかもしれないわね。
In a building full of empty rooms, it'd be rather aggressive to pick a room next to someone else's. But if she chose one that was too far away, there's a risk I might take offense. At least in part, that line of thought probably influenced the transfer student's decision.
ごめんなさい。ちょっと急な用事ができてしまって、スオさんへの詳しい説明は明日にさせてもらっても構わないかしら？
全然大丈夫です。今日は引っ越し作業もありますし、むしろそっちの方がありがたいくらいですから。
That shit sounds like it's getting louder and louder every time it happens.
そういえば荷物の運び入れは一人で大丈夫？なんなら業者を呼びましょうか？
それも平気です。荷物は段ボールだけですし、私体力には自信あるんで。
スオさんがそう言うなら無理強いはしないけれど、何か困ったことがあったらすぐに連絡してください。
With that said, the principal hands the transfer student a piece of paper with her email address.
お気遣いありがとうございます。
それじゃあ私はもう行くけど、榊さんもスオさんの力になってあげてくださいね。
You got it, boss.
わかりました。
Nodding at my reply, the principal turns and strides quickly out of the room. As she heads for the stairway, I speak to the transfer student without turning in her direction.
何か私に手伝えることはある？
じゃあ、榊さんが持ってるカッター貸してもらっていいかな？
My heart skips a beat the moment I hear those words.
どうしてそのことを？
ほら、段ボールを開けるときに必要でしょ？でも私、手ぶらで来ちゃったから。だから、もし持ってたら貸してほしいなって思ったんだけど、ずうずうしかった？
なんだ、そういうこと。
Yeah, you know, box cutters aren't typically used for killing people. With a small sigh of relief, I reach into my skirt pocket and retrieve the box cutter I've been concealing.
今、持ってたんだね。
ええ、必要になるかもしれないと思って。
I knew revealing it immediately would make her a bit worried, of course, but pretending to go back to my room for it would feel rather ridiculous. And I'm not exactly lying to her either.
そっか、ありがとう。
それと、今のうちに聞いておきたいことは？
入学案内にも一通り目は通してるし、今のところは平気かな。でも、引っ越し作業中に何かわからないことが出てきたら、その時はよろしくね。
ええ、私は自分の部屋にいるから、何かあったら呼んでちょうだい。
Alright, I've now officially offered our new transfer student my assistance. That ought to be sufficient display of deference to our principal, I think. Offering my goodbyes in a slightly friendlier tone of voice, I turn around and head back to my room.
登場の仕方以外は割と普通だったわね。
I mean, I'd say so. Alright guys, we're out of time. I also gotta figure out what the fuck was going on outside. Like, I've never heard that shit before, so that kept on freaking me out. But, I don't know, like, kids are playing outside, and I didn't think too much of it, but then start hearing these loud-ass noises, and it's just like, ugh. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy shit. It's been a while since I saved anything here, but now I'm able to. The Red Ogre. What a lovely first chapter here for the prologue. I don't know how long the prologue will take. We're only 2% in, apparently, so might take a while. But yeah, like I said, this is the last thing we got to do, and that'll be it. So we'll just we'll power on through, and after that, we're done with the Eden of Grisaia. Grisaia, excuse me. Jesus, what is wrong with my tongue today? All right, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed this one, leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy shit. I don't know if I already said that. Probably did. I don't know. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.